Okay, ruling sevens. Here we go. So we're going to be pulling some cards to see what karmic themes are rising up in service for you to break through. Ruling sevens. Ooh, this is a very karmic week. Okay. So this entire month has been very karmic. And so if you take a look at your life as feedback to what you have been experiencing, how you've been feeling, how you've been thinking, how you have been feeling in your own connection to spirit, to God, it has been offering you an opportunity to dive into yourself, to break into yourself, because I feel like there's this outer shell, to come back into yourself so that you may know what it is that you want to experience in life itself. It feels like you're receiving feedback from every single aspect of your life as I'm feeling it. And there's this desire to run away from it, to go and experience something else, to not be associated into your body, to let it be. But in this letting be, you're contributing to more and more and more cycles of abuse, of abandonment, of neglect, and betrayal. Of course, all of it beginning with you. And so there is an opportunity for you to break through this karmic pattern of I leave myself. I don't allow myself to experience my life. I don't allow myself to experience my emotions. I don't allow myself to experience my thoughts by coming in to the body and to allow yourself to experience all of it, to no longer resist the mind, to no longer resist being in the body, to no longer resist feeling your emotions, and to no longer resist, I'm hearing God, Jesus, angels, I'm like crying for you, no longer receiving spirit. Yeah. And so I'm not sure what it is that you are experiencing in this moment, but it feels like I just keep on getting hard times, hard times, hard times. Yes. And are you willing to break through it by facing it, by feeling it, by freeing it, to come back into this remembrance that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, that this body is here as this vessel for you to experience life, and that God is always available. Christ is always available. Jesus is always available. The universe is always available. In fact, it's always been here moving through you and around you. Yeah. And so your action is to trust your intuition and to trust spirit, God, universe, your guides, and to hear the intuitive pulses that have been moving through you to take action, to take inspired action, to make inspired decisions, to act on behalf of you, to love yourself so much, to value yourself so much that you're willing to move through this. It almost feels like you're in this no way out. I have no way out. I will not survive. I will not survive if I don't get more money, if I don't get more food, if I don't get more water. I won't survive if I get my next hit. I won't survive. And you're being invited to open your hands up and to say, please help me. And to allow yourself to receive that. Sometimes the help me is this inner nudging, this message from within you that says, hey, go this way. Or it can be an inspired comment or share from someone that is in your life. Hey, it could be a smile. It can be anything, so that you can come deeper into trusting your own intuition. Many of us don't trust our own intuition because it tells us to do things that we don't want to do. And are you willing? Are you willing to leave the job if that's what it is? Are you willing to leave the relationship? Are you willing to move out of whatever relations that you're having that aren't serving you but are impacting your own malaise, anxiety, pain? The result of that, the result of trusting your own intuition, is receiving feedback of love, receiving feedback and the blessing of others that are here to support you, that are here to nurture you, that are here to care for you. But it begins with you first. Are you willing to take that step? Yeah, the result is it feels loving, it feels divine, it feels available and accessible to you. Will you take that step? And so this is a big week for you to break through this, to see that you have always been supported. You have never been alone. You have always been held. Even if you might not have seen that in your physical experience, it has always been here. And can you trust that? So this is a big week for you. If you require some support, I invite you to connect with me for a free 30-minute report. I also invite you to take a look at the numerology forecast for the week to see how that might resonate for you, so that you can see the journey of the numbers and how it's supporting you and the collective. All right, ruling 8. What karmic themes are rising up in service for you so that you may break through this week? Ruling 8. It's interesting. Like, I feel like as I'm tapping into the ruling, it's like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I don't want to open my heart. I don't want to allow. So let's see what, yeah. So this feels like there's been, the thinking has been chaotic. The thinking has been in this pattern of more and more and more. And the more you think about something, the more you think about the past, the more you think about the bad, the more you continue to think about that, which can now create depression, anxiety, malaise in the body. You can start to perhaps start to feel that manifest in the body itself. And so there's an opportunity to break free, to come into stillness, to come back. And to remember that you are not your thoughts. And so there's an opportunity here to come into the body. I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and to come back into the body and invite the mind to be loved. Invite the mind and imagine the mind coming into the heart to be loved. Just notice what it feels like. I feel there's itchiness and there's like a bit of a contraction. We're going to invite it in anyway. Invite it in anyway to be loved. Pay attention to the breath. Perhaps even place a hand over the heart so that you can direct the energy down to the heart, into the body. And to notice when you want to jump back out. I'm noticing that you come in, back out, in, back out. And so as this ruling 8, we can get caught in this cycle of thinking where we continue to play this role of drama, where we play the bully for ourselves in order to do something. Have you ever done that, where you bully yourself? So you say you eat this glorious meal and then you start to feel guilty because you ended it with a piece of cake. And so you bully yourself for eating that cake, and you berate yourself in your mind. Oh my God, I shouldn't eat that. I can't believe I ate that. Now I feel guilty. Now I'm going to do this. And so that berating now moves you into this place where you are you're playing the victim in your own mind, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And so you move into this place of feeling powerless within your own mind, and you bully yourself into, okay, fine, I'm going to work out tomorrow. Fine, I'm going to go on a diet, or fine, I'm going to do this. And so much of this can be happening within your own mind, and you're starting to experience and notice the patterns of self-abuse in your own mind, because it always begins in that pattern of thinking. And that's essentially what you're breaking through. You're like, when you look at the King of Hearts, like, he's cutting away his ego. He's cutting away those things that no longer serve him. He's letting go of these patterns so that he can come into his own self-authority. And that begins with knowing, what is it that I want? I want this. I want to feel freedom from the mind. I want to feel love in my body. I want to feel inherent value in my body. I want me. I want to choose me. I want to love me. I want to go on a journey with me. And in this journey of me, I begin a discovery, an exploration of who I am. And in that, I start to raise my own love. I start to raise the love that I have for me wholly, completely. I love my thoughts. I love my emotions. I love my body. I love me. And I begin to make choices, inspired choices on behalf of me first, then others. And so you're breaking through this beautiful pattern of coming back into the body, coming into full acceptance of all aspects of you, letting go of patterns that don't serve you, that create more pain, so that you can come into a higher sense of love for you and your life, which includes your body, the wholeness. Let me know how that resonates. I'm going to invite you to take a look at the numerology forecast for the week to see how, take this reading and watch it through this lens to see, okay, how is the collective forecast supporting me on this journey? All right. Ruling 9. Okay. Ruling 9. What karmic themes are rising up in service for me to break through this week? Interesting. I'm hearing like crying, but it's like crocodile tears as I see you guys, you ruling 9s, or tap in. It's like, wah, wah. It's like, it's not even real. It's really fascinating. Ooh, okay. So you're really paying attention to your attachments this week. There are things that are leaving your life, that are moving out of your life, that you may be trying to hold on to. And the identification, what feels important is there's an identification to the things that are leaving your life, whether that is status or a symbol or having a beautiful relationship means I'm valuable, or I'm loving, or I'm kind. There are things that are wanting to fall away. It could be that you're being inspired to purge your space so that it may create the space. And so when you look at your life and you pay attention to it as feedback and as information, are there things that are here that are no longer in service for you through you? A great example is looking at my bookshelf. When I look at my bookshelf, are there still teachings here that actually resonate with me? Or are there books that are wanting to be purged? And so that I can create space for more books or more wisdom to drop in. When I look at my closet and we're shifting seasons, are there things that I'm noticing I didn't wear this season of summer, and I want to now purge that out because I'm not going to wear it next year. So I might as well purge that out. And I'm not going to be attached to the sweater that my grandma got me. I'm not going to be attached to, what my lover gave me. I'm not going to be attached to the engagement ring when the wedding didn't move forward. Will you let go? And so in that, again, like I was saying, you're letting go of the identification to the material and the need. It really feels like I need this. I need this because this means this. I need this certain amount of money in my bank account, because if I don't have that, then I get triggered and I start to feel lack. Here, you're being invited to let go of the idea of that altogether and to come back into your own self-authority, come back into your own energy, your own frequency, the love that flows through you, that's always available, that is limitless and always more. The value that is available, that is limitless and always more. All of that, whatever frequency you want to experience, even the safety is how I'm feeling this as well. And so you are coming into your own self-authority, your own self-autonomy, your own willingness to decide what it is that you want to experience. This can also be places and things, not just like experiences with places. And so it could be that you're not going on a trip that you thought you were going to. I know I'm meant to go to Cambodia in November and I'm not feeling it. And so it could be a letting go of that, and letting go of the idea and how it was going to feel when I was going to be there with the elephants, and how it was going to feel when I was, all of the things, and letting that fall away to create space. Your result now is the 9 of clubs, which is a complete shift in your own thinking, letting go of these patterns and these ideas, the meaning that you've given to the things that are going. And I almost feel like the expectation that it was giving you before was not actually matching. And so you were constantly being betrayed by it, constantly abandoned by it. And so this brings you back into the acclamation of, oh, so that way of thinking didn't serve. And so you come into a deeper sense of I know it's not a card for clarity, but a deeper sense of clarity because you're letting go of the patterns that just don't serve. So interesting that ruling nines have 2 nines. I'm going to invite you to take a look at the numerology forecast for the week and to bring the lens of this reading into the week to see how that's further supporting you. And if you want to dive in and connect, I invite you to connect for a 30-minute free call with me where we dive into your numbers. And let's pull ruling 10. Okay. Ruling 10, what karmic themes are rising up in service for you so that you may break through this week? All right. Ruling 10s. Interesting. I had to slow down as I was tapping into you ruling 10s. There's like an invitation to slow down your thinking, slow down your movements, come into the present. Ooh. And as you slow down, you're actually allowing for a rising up of emotions that you haven't felt or allowed yourself to experience. There's a letting go that's happening for you. And so as I'm feeling this, it's the 4 of clubs. So there is what's breaking through is a way of thinking, ideas that just don't serve you anymore. It could even be connected to people that no longer serve you anymore. Ideas of, if I do this, so we'll use marriage. If I get married, then I will be safe. Because I'll have a partner for the rest of my life. If I do this for my mom, then I will be taken care of. She will make me food. She will care for me. She will love me. If I do this, so there are all of these patterns and these threads that are connected to not even what you want. And so as I'm feeling you ruling 10, it's okay. What do you want to experience? Do you actually know? Do you actually know what you want to manifest? Do you know what you crave? I don't know why craving is the word, but do you know what you crave from within? Because it feels like what you're experiencing now is far from what you want, and yet at the same time you're okay. You're not necessarily triggered. You're okay with how life is, because life is successful in all of these different places, but it doesn't match what you actually truly want to experience because it's clouded by these ideations that aren't yours. And so your action is to love yourself, is to come back to, okay, what do I want? And do I love myself enough that I'm willing to experience it, that I'm willing to go on a journey with it? It almost feels like there's this fear of having what you want because you've tried to do that in the past, but it didn't work. And the reason why it didn't work is because you did it from a place of that was disingenuous, disintegrous. You actually cheated your way through it. And so of course it wouldn't work, because lies and control and manipulation don't. And so I think that's the disconnect. Are you willing to choose yourself so much? Are you willing to love yourself so much that you make choices based on you, but you take integrous action in order to attain it, in order to receive it? Because that's your result. The result is having a deeper communication with others, expressing your truth, being integrous with yourself and then others. It's almost like this, okay, okay, mom, I don't want to get married. Okay, honey, I don't want to continue to be in this relationship anymore. Okay, like even though everything is good, it's still not what you love. And so will you have the life that you want? Will you have the life that you love? So ruling 10s, let me know how that resonates for you. Again, another big week. Interesting. And ruling 11s. Okay. What karmic themes are rising up in service for me so that I may break through this week? Interesting. As I'm tapping into you, ruling 11s, I got dizzy. And so I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and come back into the body. Sometimes as a ruling 11, it's easy to stay up here, out there, not in the body, disassociated. But in that, you abandon your body, you betray your body, and you have a hard time creating the experiences that you want because it's not from a place of wholeness. So taking a deep breath as you come in. Yeah. So 7 of spades. You're really being invited to trust a higher power, to trust that you are supported, to trust your intuition, to trust that you have always been guided, and that even though you may not necessarily enjoy where you are now, that everything that you have experienced in this lifetime was to get you here where you are now. You wouldn't be the person that you are unless you had had those experiences. You wouldn't have had the tenacity, the strength, the courage. And now you're being invited to trust even more, to deepen that trust from within you and within what is available that you cannot see. You're being invited to leap into uncertainty. And in that leap, it's letting go of all of the physical that doesn't serve you, that doesn't match who you are now. Yeah, so you're being invited to let go of the things that don't serve you, and noticing your own attachments to these things. Yeah, it's like as I'm looking at my bookshelf, I have all of these books, and am I holding them because I'm attached to this came from my Reiki master 15 years ago. Oh, this was a book that my daughter gave me, and so noticing, okay, this is a book that I'm no longer using. I don't feel like I need it for a memory, and so I'm willing to let it go. And I trust that as I'm letting go of this book, that I've attained the wisdom that I need from the book, right? So there's this almost this hoarding energy of I have to keep all of these things. I need to keep these certifications. I need to go for the next certification. And you're being invited to let it all go so that it can come back into form for you. Let it transmute so it can come back into form to see what it is that's moving forward with you. And the result of that is to receive the fulfillment. And this can be in community. This can be in with others coming into your life. It's the willingness to receive the fulfillment of love. So you take this to the next level. This feels like need. Are you holding on to these ideas, to these things that are in your life because you are needing it? And are you willing to let go of the need? The need to be seen, the need to be valued, the need to be loved, the need to be smart, intelligent, so that you can receive the fulfillment of what it is that you're wanting to experience, whatever that is for you. So let me know how that resonates for you. I'm going to invite you to take a look at the weekly forecast and to bring this reading into that to receive further information and to receive further activations from that. Wishing you the most amazing week, and I will see you in the spaces. Lots of love. Bye for now.